Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do some more cross-trek content, and more specifically we're going to do another review on a BougeRV product. What's in the box here came actually with the crossbars that I received a couple weeks ago from BougeRV, and as you guys know, I've done a few videos for them in the past. Full disclosure, they send me this stuff and I give my honest review. They don't ask me to say anything specific. I just basically try the stuff out and tell you what I think of it. I get contacted a lot by a lot of people to review things on the channel, and my channel is not that big, but I turn 99% of it down because it's not really related to what we do here, and that's mostly cars. This is actually something I think some of you may use, like the crossbars, so I thought it would be kind of cool to get one and to show you how it works. We'll put it together, show you what comes in the box, and then we'll put it on the Crosstrek. It is about 39 inches by 47 inches. It is made out of aluminum, so it's pretty rust resistant, and obviously has some plastic with it as well. It can hold 150 pounds, which is what the crossbars are rated at, and it weighs about 17.5 pounds, so it's be pretty simple to get up and down off the vehicle. You guys know that in the past I did do a review on their rooftop cargo bag, which at the time I basically just set that bag on top of my car and connected it to the roof rails. This here specifically will connect to the crossbars, and that way you can put your suitcases or whatever other gear you need to carry on the roof inside the basket, which will protect the car, etc. As you guys know who have Crosstreks, if you have to carry 4 adults and you have to carry a lot of gear, the Crosstrek will run out of room pretty quickly. I use the hitch basket for most of my stuff because I have the bike racks on the Crosstrek, but I think this will be a very nice addition to the family, having the ability to throw this up there if we need to. Say if I need to carry other stuff in the basket, then I can put some other stuff on top of the car. So anyway, let's get this box open and we'll put it together. I'll show you how that goes together, and then we'll put it up on the vehicle and see what we think. All right, so I've got everything out of the box, and basically you have your 5 rails, the front and rear fairings, and then the side pieces, as well as all the hardware that goes along, as well as an instruction manual here, which is real nice. If you just open up to the front page, it'll take you to, has a QR link there, it'll take you to a video on how to install it. So it's kind of helpful, very cool, and then it's step-by-step instructions in here on how to put this together. It's very straightforward, it's not that difficult to do. But we'll get started with that. We'll put it together, and then, like I said, we'll take it out, install it on the vehicle. Next, we're gonna go over some assembly steps, and I'm not gonna go into massive detail because the video you can watch is excellent, as is the assembly instructions that come with the product. But first step is essentially to slide in what they call the front and rear pieces into one side of the assembly. And then you're going to use 3 bolts and 3 washers. And there's going to be 2 per side here in the front. And then you flip it up on end and you'll find the 3rd. So 1 more on each side. And now you have basically a U. And at this point, you're going to slide these little flat washers in rail number 1 and rail number 5. And you want to keep those in that order. Now here, I made a little bit of a mistake. What I would actually suggest is to rotate the whole U assembly over so that when you slide these rails in, you don't have to flip it once they're in. It's a little bit of a pain to do that. So again, flip it so the BougeRV part is actually upside down, slide those rails in, and then you don't have to flip it once they're in. So again, make sure 1 and 5 are obviously in the front or back and front, whatever you want to end up causing. Now you're going to get the rest of your bolts and washers here, and there's going to be 1 per slat on each side. And this takes a little bit of fiddling around just trying to line them up, but it's not difficult. it'll just take you a couple minutes to get them all locked in there. All right, so then here I'm just inserting the other side rail and securing the 3 bolts with the washers, just like we did on the opposite side. And the hex wrench is included. You probably saw that at the beginning. All right, so for the next step, you need to measure the distance between your crossbars, and that's going to correspond to the distance that you put these mounting plates apart. Once these mounting plates are on, you get this up on top of the car, it's a little bit difficult to mess with them, so it's almost easier to adjust the crossbars if you have it off a little bit. But again, measure your crossbars and separate those brackets and then secure them to the assembly. 17.5 pounds, so this slides up on top of the car very easily, and you're just gonna basically line up those brackets so that you can get a long bolt on either side of your crossbar. And that bracket, you wanna make sure in the way it was facing when we put it on, the rubber side was actually facing up, so then when you put this on the car, the rubber side is actually facing down. And here you have another little bracket. Again, rubber side is going to go up towards the top from underneath. Right here, so the rubber side is touching the cross rail, and then you're going to insert a long bolt on either side of the cross rail. And then you have these little thumb screws or thumb nuts that will tighten up. And here what I did is I just basically kept them loose, and I put them all on, and then you can adjust it side to side and get it lined up and centered how you want it. And once you do that, then just come back and tighten each of them, make sure they're snug. And here I have them snug down. And that's pretty much it for the assembly. I mean, that's really all there is to it. And then here's just a few shots of how it looks up on the car. All right, so let's talk about overall impressions of this BougeRV roof carrying basket. Number one, I think it's very versatile. If you're someone like me who likes to go off-road, it would be a good place to carry a full-size tire and spare versus having to put on, something like the big Wilco tire carrier. Those things are very expensive and takes up a lot of room out there in the back. Having it always on your hitch kind of limits you in a lot of ways. Obviously, you can carry luggage up there. You can carry anything that you don't want in your car, maybe wet, stinky, muddy, whatever it may be. As we've talked about in the past, the Crosstrek is a smaller vehicle and tends to run out of room when you have to carry 4 full-size adults or even 5 and a lot of gear. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Most of us buy the Crosstrek because of its size. If we wanted something bigger, we would go with the Forester or the Outback. However, it's just a good sporty little size, and like I've mentioned in the past, 99% of the time can carry all the stuff and people that I need. But for those occasions when it can't, I ended up buying a hitch basket. The problem with the hitch basket is the Crosstrek doesn't come standard with a hitch, so you have to have a hitch. This guy here, basically all you need is a pair of crossbars, which a lot of people have coming right out of the dealership, and one of these little baskets. And as you saw, it doesn't take much to install it, maybe 15-20 minutes. Pretty straightforward, nothing real tricky about it all. The biggest thing is just make sure you get the center to center measurement of your crossbars correctly, so when you put it up there, the long bolts will fit side to side. It's not super easy to adjust those mounting plates once it's flipped up and on top of the car. In a few minutes, we're going to take some time. I'm going to show you the BougeRV actually roof carrier bag with some stuff in it on top, and then we'll just put some luggage up there. Anything up to 150 pounds or less you can put up there, and I think that basically comes down to the fact that the crossbars can only take 150 pounds. I could even see, again, someone like me transporting a little bit of lumber up there as well. Lots of areas to strap it down and get it nice and secure. The only real negative that I have about it is I wish it was black. It doesn't look bad in silver, but for my car specifically, I think it would look better in black. I just went around, drove it 40 to 50 miles an hour around the neighborhood. I heard no extra wind noise whatsoever, no whistling like I had a little bit with the crossbars, but nice and quiet, really solid up there, nothing rattling around. So let's go ahead and take some time to put some gear on top so you can see what that looks like, and we'll see how easy it is to install. And as always, if you guys have questions after this or you have comments, you can leave those below. You can also hit me up by email, which you'll find in the description also. And if you want to purchase one of these guys, $219.99, that's 10% off. Follow the link below and you'll get a little bit of a discount. So as always, thank you. We'll see you next time. So here's the BougeRV roof carrier bag that I've reviewed in the past, and you can check that video out in my video playlist. But it'll take probably 3 full-size suitcases at least. It's waterproof, really nice zippers on it, great Velcro, and really easy to secure. So if you need something like that, check that out too. It's a really nice bag.